Hey guys, welcome back to another Warframe video where today we are going to be talking about how to farm up the Cinta. Now specifically, we're going to be talking about how to farm the Cinta on solo mode because it goes without saying that you can do this a lot faster if you're in a squad, as in order to get the Cinta, the component blueprints drop from Enigma bounties or Enigma missions or Enigma side objectives or quests within the Duviri experience. Now, obviously, if you're in a squad, you can go ahead and split up and do loads of these at the same time. But if you're in solo, you can only do one at a time. So today, we're going to be looking at a little route that I have been taking to farm up the Cinta in solo. And it's relatively quick, I think. And bear in mind that whenever you leave the Duviri experience, you will keep all of the rewards that you obtained up to the last decree that you obtained. Or so the devs said. I have had a few examples or glitches where for some reason I've lost a few things. So what I would recommend doing is if you do happen to get a part that you don't already own, go ahead and complete that cycle, complete that Duviri experience and kill the Oro Worm at the end if you are, a bit unsure whether or not you're going to be able to keep that reward or not. It's always worth just completing the Duviri experience just to guarantee that you're going to keep it. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to waste a lot of time farming. So for those of you who don't know, the Cinta is the new bow that was released with Duviri. It is the only farmable weapon that they have introduced in this update. The others, which are over there, you have to spend Pathos clamps getting, which you get from defeating the Oro Worm, and I will release probably some videos in the future on getting those farmed up as well. But for now, we are just going to be looking at the Cinta, as this one is a bit of a ball ache compared to the others, to be honest. It's very repetitive, and to be honest with you, as soon as you have got the main blueprint of the Cinta, then you are probably better off farming up the platinum to buy the other parts for it, because they are actually very, very cheap. Each part, by the time this video releases, will probably be at around the 5 platinum level, I would suggest. So for all 4 parts, it'll be 20 platinum, which, if you just want to do some relic farming for a bit or opening relics, you should be able to get the platinum to buy that up no problem in a very short space of time compared to what it could potentially take you doing it in the way that I am about to show you. So do bear that in mind. But again, if you are, content doing the Enigma puzzles within the Duviri experience, then hopefully this route that I am going to show you here will help you in farming up those parts. So, considering it does not matter what frame we take here, because we're not going to be engaging in any kind of combat whatsoever during this, we can just go ahead and launch ourselves straight into the Duviri experience. And what I will do, I'll kind of do a guided run to begin with and just kind of talk through what I am doing. And then I will do a kind of non-commentated run after that. So the first place we're going to head to is Upper Haven. No matter where we spawn in, we are actually right now in one of the locations we're going to come to. But if we come over here, you can see that there is one that occasionally spawns here. It's not guaranteed. None of these spawning spots that I'm going to show you are guaranteed. But, it's always worth checking them. So yeah, like I said, first spot, Upper Haven. And in order to do this one, we're going to have to shoot this little tag down here. Grab the disc. Throw it into this drum, and we're going to need to match up the symbols underneath of this owl right here. So we can go ahead and turn it by shooting. There's our X, that's the middle one. Then we can pop it out. A copy will stay in because it's a little glitchy one. We can then throw it into the next one. So we need like a little C-shaped one or a Y. There we go. Pop it out again. And throw it into the last one up here. And for the last one, you don't actually have to try and get it to match. You can just spam it as hard as you want. And as soon as it hits the correct one, it will go ahead and drop the blueprint. And there we go. We got the Cinta string blueprint from this one. Now, it's not guaranteed to drop a blueprint. In fact, most of the time, the drop rates are very, very, very low. So do bear that in mind. You could be doing this for a while before you get what you want. But now that we've done this one, we're going to head straight for the King's Palace. And at the King's Palace, there are a number that can spawn. And the first one you can see already here, just to the right-hand side. It's just on top of this roof. And we are going to fly straight up here to begin with. And push this drum down. And once this is dropped, we are going to drop down with it. Grab the disc. And then we are going to throw it onto the roof, because if we get onto our horse, we will end up dropping the disc, and then it will either reset or we just won't be able to get hold of it. There is sometimes a bit of a delay between when you actually select your horse and when you get on it, so bear that in mind. But there we go. We're up here now. So we can throw this disc into this hole right here, and then we've got our 3 symbols, which we're actually very close to, so we don't actually have to memorize them. There's the M. There's the U. And the last one is just around this corner. If you want to avoid getting flashbanged by this one, this is actually a light emitting one. So once you shoot it, it will spray out some light beams that will catch you on fire and blind you. You can stand to the right hand side. And as I said before, since it's the last one, we don't have to worry about the symbol. The cache will open as soon as we hit the right one, as you can see. And there we go. That's another one opened. You can then come down to the right-hand side of the island. If you're in a squad, one can spawn around here, but since we're in solo, we're not going to get that. So we're going to carry on round to the right-hand side. And one more is able to spawn just here, but in this instance, we did not get it. Another one is able to spawn to the right-hand side here in this little alcove, but we didn't get that either. If you're in squad, one more can spawn right here. We didn't get that. Solo, another one can spawn right here, but we didn't get that one either. If we carry on up here, one can spawn right here, and we have got that one. So let's go ahead and shoot the target and try and match up one of these symbols here. There we go, we got the E at the top. Then we're going to do this one, match that up. There's the O. The last one is on top of this rooftop, and as I said before and already, we do not have to worry about what symbol that is because we just spam it until we get the right one, and then the cache will open. There we go. Okay, but we're not done here. We can carry on. So what you can do now is you can come down in this direction, and occasionally you will get one spawning just here, around this building, and up here. We didn't get that one either in this instance. So we are going to carry on, and what we're going to do before we leave this place is we're just going to fly straight across the bridge, and the first building on the left hand side also has a chance to have one on it. Right here, but unfortunately it doesn't in this instance. So what we're going to do now, we're going to teleport to our next spot, which is down here by the Chamber of Muses. And as soon as we get here, because we're on solo, if you want to do a duo one or a squad one, there is one further on down the hill by those ribs over there that are sticking out. But for the solo one, you want to come up here. And if it does spawn, then it will spawn just above these ribs right here. Let's see if we get it. It doesn't look like we did. So if that one doesn't spawn, or you've already done it, then you want to come over to this cave system over here. And if you just fly along the right-hand side of the caves, there are a few that can spawn along here. The majority are for squads only. So the one in the middle especially is a big squad one that you can do right here. Or you can fly to the end over here, and occasionally you will get one at the end as well, like we have just now. So let's do that. You can see that we do need to get ourselves another target, and that target is over here. Whoops, we don't want to fly off the map. In this little drum. So let's do the first one here. We need to remember actually what the symbols were. I kind of forgot about that. So you might want to do the ones over here first. So U, an O, and a C. It's always nice to make them into letters. Let's see if we can get what we need. There's our C. And then if we jump back. Is that our U? Nope. There's our U. And then the last one, if you remember, we don't actually have to worry about what it is. We can just spam it. There we go. And like so. So we've actually managed to do 4 Enigma puzzles right there in the space of under 10 minutes or so. That's not to mention, actually, I don't think how long I was standing in Duviri. So yeah, potentially a lot lower time than that. It didn't feel like it was 9 minutes. I think once you're actually in the Duviri kind of Warframe choosing zone, that's when the timer starts. So do bear that in mind. But yeah, what we'll do now, guys, we'll reset. So, you know, we can literally just leave right now. And then come back in. We'll keep the rewards, we'll keep the intrinsics, or we should do, up to that last decree. So bear in mind, that when you actually get that decree, any components you pick up after that, you might end up losing. That is an issue. So yeah, let's, without further ado, hop back in. And what I'm going to do now is I am just going to mute myself, do that entire circuit again, just, you know, as fast as I possibly can. We'll see how long it takes us from me just getting in here, jumping straight in and going around, and then we'll recap at the end. Alright guys, so as you saw there, not very lucky on the first island there, the King's Palace. Usually you get at least 2 on that island. I don't think we got 1 at the palace that time, so potential for a lot more. That entire round trip from when we actually got into this room, went through the portal and came out, took about 5 minutes. And in that time, I think we opened, what, 3 or 4 caches at least? And you can do a lot more than that, as I said. We got a bit unlucky there. But yeah, generally speaking, I found that to be kind of the best kind of route. There are obviously more scattered around. These are just the ones that I have settled on for my little farming rotation. So yeah, bear that in mind. You know, if you are looking to farm this on solo, hopefully you can, you know, use this to your advantage. Because when I first started doing this kind of farm, the drop rates were just pretty abysmal, and yeah, we just spent so long doing it, and it's nice to have a little route that you can just do repeatedly over and over. It makes sense of it a bit more. So yeah, once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I will be releasing more Duviri guides moving forward, but I thought I'd start with this one because it's kind of the only thing so far in Duviri that I have really, really hit like a blockade on in terms of, yeah, just mind-numbing farming kind of thing. So yeah. If you guys did enjoy the video, if you have your own kind of methods for farming the Cinta parts, then do leave those down in the comments below. I'll be happy to have a look through those. Otherwise, guys, I will see you in the next one. I'll catch you later.